Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to Geeky Girls Journal. My name is Andrea, and I already see somebody here. Hey, thank you for coming in. Thank you for waiting for me, Kenneth. How is your day today? Let me know if you all can hear and see me before we get started. Um, I'd like to. I'd like to get started, but I'm just going to take a second to kind of wrap up what I have going on around here because so you all don't hear my daughter's tablets and all those things going off. But let me know how your day is going. Let me know what state you're from if you want to do that, just so I can get an idea of who's here, what you're doing. And thank you very much for coming in again. Let me know if you can hear me. Okay, good. Thank you, Kenneth. Thumbs up, thumbs up. Yes. So today is Wednesday. And I want to start by introducing myself to those who don't know you. My name is Andrea. I'm a mom, a wife, business owner, child of God. That's the most important thing. And speaking of child of God, that's if you don't like content that talks about Jesus, then you're probably not going to be here. I just wanted to put that out first. And then the second thing I want to do, because I'm trying to get better at doing this, is to let you know about my website, Geeky Girls Journal. Make sure you go and visit us there, and you can find all the motivational, inspirational attire that you need and books. We have books, we have ebooks, we have t-shirts, we have sweatshirts, hoodies. So go there, check it out. This is our book combo that was co-created by my husband and I. And I just want to make sure I always remind you all of these books at the top of the video so that I don't forget, so that I do not forget. Rhode Island. All right, thank you, Kenneth. Kenneth, I didn't even know that. See, I learned something new about you today. So make sure you check out Geek Girls Journal to check these books out, ebooks, and a host of other things. Okay, let's get right into this. This is a business card somebody gave me. So today I'm going to, as you all know, I love engagement. So with today's topic, I'll be looking for you in your lovely comments in the comment section and your opinions and all of those things. So the first thing, we're going to go ahead and get started. If you have any questions, make sure you put it in the comment section over there. How to deal with rude people. Now, I decided to do this topic because I was thinking of topics because, of course, I want to do this 7-day challenge to get myself thrown back into the live streaming. And I wanted to talk about a topic that has a high percentage rate. And when I was thinking of this topic, I Googled it. And as I was reading articles, I saw that according to this article, and I can't even remember who it was from, but 93% of people have experienced rude people or rude behavior. So that's what kind of, was a deciding factor in me doing this video. So we're going to get started. How to deal with rude people. If you have ever dealt with a rude person, I can't even get my words out today. If you have ever dealt with a rude person, this is a conversation for you. So we're going to talk about how to deal with rude people. And if you think about it, you've probably been in at least one occasion. Most of us have been in more than one occasion where we've had to interact with rude people or rude behaviors. So if you have, let me know in the comments section. Okay. Also, if you're being honest with yourself, this is someone that may or may not be trying to join the live with us. So just give me one brief second. No, I can't. You know what? I will just let me see. Okay, let me send this link real quick, you all. I'm sorry about that. Yeah, so give me 1 second, you all. I have to send this link, and I think you're going to enjoy the person that I have possibly coming in, a guest. So give me 1 second, and I am going to get back to this. Okay, I'm guessing. Okay. Hey, Eerie Frog, how are you? I see you. Thank you for coming in. Yes, Eerie Frog. So if you can see, the topic is how to deal with rude people. And right now, I am, I don't know how I'm going to, let me see if I can copy this and send it. Okay. You all give me 1 second, please. Feel free to drop your link, type GGJ in the comment section and mingle amongst each other. Just mingle for about 2 minutes. Just give me 2 minutes so that I can do this. I think you're going to enjoy this, enjoy what I have in store for you. So give me a second and we're going to, get started in a little bit. Let me send this really quickly. All right. I think that should do it. Hopefully that should do it. Okay. All right. Thank you for coming in. So Eerie Frog. I'm sorry, you all. I lost my train of thought because I sometimes trying to text and talk to the camera can be challenging on certain days. So let's see. Kenneth says, I have dealt with a lot of rude people. Yes. Oh, a lot of rude people lately. I have dealt with a lot of rude people lately. Well, then you'll be able to contribute to this conversation then, Kenneth, because I just heard about a situation that also had me, inspired me to do this topic. So I'm going to go ahead and pull someone in here that you all love. And I won't say anything else about it. I'm just going to do a little trick real quick and you'll see who it is. And I'm pretty sure you're going to be excited to see her. So hold on 1 second. And wait a minute. There she is, but she's small. Let's make her larger. And boom. There she is. Everybody know this mysterious lady? No. Does everybody remember who my I was about to say co-guest, co-host is?
There's nothing mysterious about it. There's
So it's
no mystery.
this star, everybody. Oh, believe me, I had
Hey,
my
everybody.
life. Hey, hey, hey.
Long
So it's
time no see. Let me grease
I,
my lips.
yeah, go ahead and put something on yours. I just put some on mine too. See? Everybody, I actually came with something on my list today. Good to see you. Hey, GA girl, good to see you as well. Thank you for coming in. Oh, yes, thank you for sharing me out. Please do. Because I think this topic, no, I know this topic is going to be real relatable. So, woo, woo, Eve Frog said, woo, woo. So, Star, and I just told Star last minute you all about this topic because she didn't know that I was doing a 7-day challenge. I forgot to tell her because you all witnessed it on April 1st. I decided that I was going to do the 7-day challenge while I was on the live. So here we are, and we're going to get started. So I know Star's going to have.
Tell me.
I didn't call her or anything. I texted her and I was like, hey, do you want to join? Okay. Here's the topic if you want to join. And then she appeared.
And
Isn't that
this is
lovely?
why I appeared looking like this.
What? Well, you alive and you look well to me. And the sunshine is hitting you on the side of the face. So,
Well, thank you. No, that would be artificial light. But
well, that works. I have the sun shining. It's raining. Is it raining
it's
there?
raining here.
Okay.
I think we're
We've
all
been,
getting that storm front. So it's windy and raining and blah, blah, blah.
a lot of rain. A lot of rain. It's cold rain too. I don't mind if it's hot outside and raining, but when it's cold and raining,
No, minus the cold here.
oh, see, well, you just have the rain. Well, it's windy there, GA
Yeah,
girl.
that's
Mhm.
what I'm saying. I think everybody's getting
Yeah,
that
it's windy
stank
here
front.
too. Yeah, we have all that. It's windy, it's raining, it's cold. I don't like it. I'm ready for warm weather.
It was hot
I
and
know
muggy, but
it's hot and muggy.
well, yeah, it was warm and muggy. It cooled off a little bit because of the wind and the rain, but it won't stay that way for very long.
hmm We're not far from each other, Geeky. No, we're not, Erie. We sure aren't. If I remember, you're in Maryland as well. So
Melons.
Maryland, Maryland.
So, yeah, when you sent me that text, how to deal with rude people, yeah.
Did you have an experience? See,
I I had a PTSD moment. And I was like, well, let me jump on because maybe someone can help me to do
yeah,
better because
man.
in my older years, I don't have the patience for that.
I understand. I don't have the patience for it either, and I'm right behind you. I'm on your what did you say? Your heels. I'm right on your
Yeah.
heels, and
Yeah.
well, I just thought I would pull you in because I know this is going to be an interesting topic and something that you can add to. So we'll
So
we'll
did
get
I,
started.
Erie Frog. I used to work customer service desk, and that was when I was younger. And um, I did well because I was on somebody's clock and on somebody's payroll. So that's different. You
Yeah,
do what you got to do when you're on payroll. But
very
right
true.
now, I'm on my own payroll. Mm-mm.
It's very different when you're on your own payroll and you don't have to, answer
Mm.
to anybody or worry
Yeah,
about the boss coming in. So,
because I'm the boss.
yes, you the
Yeah.
boss.
And if
You
if
gotta
you
pay the
get if you get too nasty with it, Miss Jackson, I don't have to work with you. It's okay.
Miss Jackson
I
if
don't
you
have
nasty.
to if you're nasty, Miss Jackson. I
That's
don't
not
have
that.
to I have PTSD from it too. And that was years ago. And I did it for 3 years.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I've had my share. I worked in customer service also, and you get a lot of different,
You do.
attitudes.
You do. And
So,
fortunately, most people are not rude. They're not. But 6 years. Yeah.
oh yeah. So
You on
Erie Frog,
PTSD pills.
yeah, Erie Frog. So you can add to this because 6 years working customer service. I'm sure you have some stories and PTSD because, like we said, people can get really rude, especially if they're on the other end of the line. They
Right.
can
And
get.
you cannot see them. And
Mm,
they call with an attitude. Um, and I know when I was doing it for a very popular company that makes appliances, household
who
appliances.
will remain unnamed.
Yeah, when I was doing it, one of the tactics I used was, um, I have to remember these people don't know me and they're already upset. And they're not upset with me, they're upset with the company or the
Mm.
product. So that helped to dial me back a little bit. And then I would use that to dial them back a little bit. But sometimes that dialing didn't work.
Sometimes it was the wrong number, huh? Because, but because while you were speaking, I guess what I got out of that, what you just said was you can't take it personally. They're not
No,
trying to come for
they
you.
don't know you from a
They
can of
don't know you. Yeah, they don't know you. So I mean, they're upset with the company or upset with the situation or whatever. Oh, look at what Willie
But
Mays said. Hello, thank you for coming in, Willie Mays.
yeah, Sir Mays.
I was the front line of customer service for 36
And
years.
that he was. And let me tell you, I don't even, we've had conversations. I've had conversations with Mr. Mays.
Yes.
And I don't know I just don't know.
Let me tell
It's
you what.
it's a
I know
challenge.
Mr. Mays as well, and I can tell. First of all, the service. That's the part that I wouldn't be able to get past. I mean, the way that some people serve, I'll just say this country, and they had to deal with people for 36 years in the customer service realm or in the service field.
Yeah, in the service field.
We'll just say service field in general, right?
Service.
Service.
And we're not
They
talking
have
about church service.
No, we're not talking about church service today because we
Because
will talk about church service sometimes. Even in church service now, we can talk about that. There's some rude people
yes.
sometimes in church service, but we're not talking about that this particular moment. So we'll stick to what Willie Mays said.
And with the type of service that Willie Mays is talking about, and I'm gonna get to Kenneth in a minute because I lived
You
in
know,
New York too, sir.
let me try to get it to Kenneth. Okay.
But with the type of service that Mr. Mays is talking about, my son is dealing with that type of service. He's an
Yes, he is.
EMT.
Mm-hmm.
And so what he does is
Ooh, my nose itch.
he calls me and my husband to decompress sometimes. When there's a death, he needs to decompress. And
Mm-hmm.
sometimes when it's just with somebody that was just ratchet, he needs to decompress. So he tells us what happens. So he really just poofs it off
Mm-hmm.
to us because we're not directly affected. So, but we
Yeah.
can listen. And that's a way that you can handle dealing with rude people because you're going to always have those.
Yeah. I was gonna say, and we hear a lot of those stories, Star, because we come from a family of servicemen and women. Like
Oh,
a lot of
yeah.
people, yeah,
Everybody's serving something.
everybody's serving in some capacity, and you unfortunately get used to hearing those types of stories. I hear them all the time, and
I'm trying
I
to
just
get served. I'm,
you
I'm
and me.
trying to I'm trying to break that train.
I
That
want to be.
trend. I'm trying to get served. I've done enough service. No, I'm
I
joking.
serve every day. I serve every day, and I'm a serving, but I do. I want to be on the other end of it too. I like to be
Right.
served.
And like he says, after a short period of time, you learn that they weren't mad at you. They're just mad at the situation. And they took
Yeah.
it out on you because you were the person standing in front of them.
Mm-hmm.
Because they don't know you.
They,
And oftentimes, sometimes at the end of the situation, they will apologize and say, you know what, I'm really sorry for, how I was handling this or talking to you. It wasn't your fault, you
mm-hmm.
know. But
Yeah, they.
before Kenneth rolls off, he mentioned New York. Oh my gosh,
I
where
used to
was
live
it?
in New York. I used to get beat up a lot.
Yes, I used to live in New York too, sir. And when I first got there, I thought, because I came from the Midwest, where it's like, howdy, hey, hey,
Hey, how you
and
doing? Yeah.
how your mama doing?
Right.
and and this is with strangers. But when I went to New York, everybody was about their business. And I thought, oh
Yeah.
my God, these people are so rude.
Mhm.
But as I continued to blend into the fabric of that society, I found out that they weren't really rude. Everybody's just in a rush there. That's the momentum of that city.
Yeah, they keep going.
Because
Mhm.
if I stop someone that was able to stop and say, "Can you tell me how to?" They'll say, "Oh, all you got to do is now you got to pay attention," because they'll rattle it off. All you got to do is go down here, make a left, and you'll see this. And okay, make a left, and I'll see this. Yes, all right, thank you. Have a good day. So
Yeah.
they weren't necessarily rude. I think it was the subculture of New Yorkers. And if we
Yeah.
have any New Yorkers, they can attest to that, I'm
Yeah,
sure.
they can. Yeah, they sure could to jump in. So I wanted to stop, Star, if you were finished for a second.
Oh, I'm done. I'm sorry. I just jumped in and just
No, I like that. It's okay with me. I just wanted to acknowledge the people that came in real quick before I forgot. Quincy Vlogs, Latanya's Cooking for the Soul, plus more Bud Files. Hey, how you doing? I said hi to GA Girl, Erie
somebody
Frog.
cooking.
Latanya's cooking. What are you cooking, Latanya? Let us know. Anna.
Latanya,
I forgot Anna. I
send
see
me a dish.
Anna or Anna. It could be either one. Is it Anna or Anna? Tell me how to pronounce it in the chat if you can do some phonetic uh spelling over there in the side. So I think I caught everybody. Hello, everyone in the chat. Hello, people. And then GA Girl says there are some rude customer service
Yes,
service
there
on.
are. And let
Oh
me
yeah.
tell you, I got with him. I'm sorry. It was one guy told my husband, you need to check your wife. I took the phone. I said, no, you need to check you
You need to check yourself.
up in here.
See, I was I'm going to get to some tips in a while, but I love having these conversations because I like the real, just talking about what happens in real life. But I was thinking about some things we could do to, some tips that could help people out if they encounter
Mhm,
somebody rude. Because
mhm.
what I was thinking, and I'm going to get back to the chat in a second because I enjoy the chat more than what's coming out of my mouth most of the time. So, uh, so Yeah, I was trying to think about things that people could do because, like I said, a lot of people encounter rude people, and a lot of times they're not trying to be rude. Sometimes that's not their intention. Or, like Star said, that person doesn't know you. They're just upset about the appliances that they got that didn't work, or whatever the situation is, and that happens a lot to us on YouTube. If you're a creator, somebody may say something rude in the comment section. That person doesn't know you personally, so try not to take it. Don't let it get to you, and just keep on moving. And as I was thinking about all these things and some of the rude people that I've encountered in my life, I was thinking about some of the things that I would do, or some things that I have done to try to, you know, um, just kind of get away from that person, or eliminate my urge to want to go a little bit further. So we'll share
Into
that
the
after
further.
Did you need to say something,
No,
Star?
I just said into the further
Yeah, into the further,
because
because
that's
sometimes
usually where I go, into the
yeah, we
further.
don't but we don't always want to go into the deep, because if you go into the deep, then you might have to pull it back, or you might have to do something else. So that's why I was trying to figure out some ways to kind of diffuse. That's a good word. Diffuse situations. Especially when I heard when I was reading. I wish I remember the article. I was reading so many like articles and looking at it, was saying 93% of people deal with this, like, rude behaviors in their, in the workforce or something like that. And then other people just don't mention it. They just kind of blow it off. So I wanted to read
Because
some
it's
things.
not always in the workforce. But go ahead.
It is not always in the workforce, because you can count a rude person
Sometimes it's at church,
at I got my church finger up now.
at the 7-Eleven.
It can be at the
They
7-Eleven.
got rude people in the nursing home.
So what you're saying, and what I will agree with, is that there are rude people anywhere. And whoever just scanned that QR code, thank you so much. I saw something happen, so thank you. I appreciate it. If anybody wants to go to Geeky Girls Journal and pick up some awesome merchandise, it's right there. Scan the QR code, go give us a visit. And in the future, I'm just telling you all, in the near future, Star, am I pointing to Star? She's going to have some good information for you. I don't know if she's prepared today, but I'm just throwing it out there, since she is
Oh,
here
I can
today.
talk about it later.
Okay, I will remind you. And if I forget, make sure you tell me in the chat so I can remind her. So
Right.
anyway, thank you so much for scanning the QR code. Share this out, you guys. Get some other people in this conversation. So I wanted to go to Willie Mays' comment. After a short period of time, I learned that they wasn't mad at you per se. They were mad at the situation. They took it out on you because you were standing in front of them. Yes. Do you agree with that, Star?
Yeah, that's what I was saying. They
Yeah.
do, and this is what my son does. He has to deal with because he's a service person, first responder. And you would think people would be nice to first responders because they're there to save your life. No, not so, my friend.
Right.
No, he's told us of several occasions where people were like, I'm like, I'm trying to help you out. You need oxygen, not me.
Right. I'm trying to help you. Don't get upset. Erie Frog said church, cops, funeral home, and YouTube.
And Kenneth said, my brother's wife is really mean. I don't like being around.
Oh, well, Kenneth, you might be able to take some of these
Ooh,
tips. Let me see.
that's
Let
a
me.
whole nother level of rude when you talk about family.
Yes, it is. And you
Mm-mm.
have to see, and that's the other thing. I think you have to also consider the audience, because Kenneth just pointed out that he has a rude in-law. So how do you deal with rude in-laws?
I'm
What do you
sorry, my filter is thinning with every year I grow older. I don't care who you are, old, young, church mother,
church mother,
pastor.
church daughter?
I'm gonna use some level of restraint, but if you take me there, I'm going there. Hallelujah.
And sometimes you just have to see. That's the other thing, because I think you have to create boundaries, because you just can't let people talk to you any kind of way.
I
And
can't.
I saw something pop up, and then I'm gonna give a couple tips, and then we'll finish this conversation, because I need to get these tips out the way, because I know you'll have something to say about this, Star. Mean people everywhere, absolutely, Airy Frog. If you all want to drop your link, you know what to do. GGJ in the comment section. And hi, Erie, Warm Strong. Hey, thank you for coming in. I just saw you. And good. Oh, okay. There we go. Four corners. Thank you. So, Star, I'll start with the first tip. Let's see. And I put it in my phone so I wouldn't forget these. I need to stay on track today, you all, as much as I can. So, good evening, kings and queens. So, the first thing I said, and remember, sometimes, what? Okay, I'll ask this after. No, I won't. I'll ask it now. What if you're the rude person in the room? Because we all say like we've encountered rude people, but what if you're the rude person? So just think about that as I give these tips. All right. The first tip is ignore them or their rude behavior. So that's the first thing you could do. If somebody says something rude to you, ignore them or their rude behavior. And I want to share some with you all. So I was looking at this video, this guy. I don't remember what his name is, and he said that he's contracted out and he does consultations and things of that nature, and he goes to speak at corporations. And I guess he was at an event and he was, telling people how they should deal with behaviors of, difficult people, basically. So he said what he does, and I thought it was hilarious. I don't know, I just thought it was hilarious. It was mostly because of the way that he did it. So he said, and I'll put this in my phone so I won't forget. He said he gives people the stop and the block. And then he was like, the stop and the block is this. Can you see my hand? Oh, you can't see my hand. He does this and he turns his head
Not
because
the
he
hand.
yeah, he said he did get the stop and the block. That's giving him the hand, right? Star, that's what we used to call it. Give him the hand.
Giving them the hand.
Get on the hand, and he said he directs his attention in the other way as if he never saw them. Like that person is non-existent.
Wow.
So yeah, he said that's what you do. That's one way to do it. And I thought about it because my tip was to ignore them and their rude behavior. So he said he give them what's called the stop and the block, and he diverts his attention elsewhere.
Think about it. If he could take that hand and change it into a hand mirror when somebody's being rude and you just hold up the mirror so they can see what they look like, wouldn't that be great? This
Yes.
is what you look like right now. You wouldn't even want to deal with you. Why should I? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That would be awesome.
You know what? That may be an eye opener for some. Now, some people just don't even care if they're rude, but that might be an eye opener if somebody saw what they actually look like when they're speaking to you a specific way. They might change
Right.
their behavior.
You see your face. And I thought about that because sometimes if, in my marriage, if we get off track and you don't think that
Ooh, sorry, Star.
you're looking crazy, you know, or you think you're normal. And then like you looking at them like, what's wrong with you? That's
Yeah.
nothing wrong with me. Look at your face. Your face is not saying that, you
Mhm.
know. So yeah. But anyway.
Yeah, yeah, because body language tells it all. I'm gonna do a video on this. So I'm glad you brought that up. It was the seven. Oh, I wrote it in my book somewhere. It's called the 735-55 rule, I think, where it's seven. I think these are the numbers without my book. I'm just telling you, and it was by Albert. I wrote it down. I hope I can find it real quick so I can tell you all accurate information. Because I want to do a video on it. And I had to find it because I don't want to give you all the wrong information. Man, I wrote it down a long time ago, so it might take me a second to find it. But this rule basically says that a certain percentage of your body language,
Yeah.
here it is right here. It's the 738-55 rule. And it was created by Albert Mehrabian, Mehrabian. And I'm just giving you the brief synopsis of this rule. It's going to be real quick. Basically, 7% of communication is verbal. That's the spoken word. So 7% is what people actually hear you saying, what's coming out of your mouth. 38% is tone of voice. That's a big one right there for me. Tone of voice. And then 55% is body language. So, yeah, you shaking your head.
Yes.
Body language. Yeah, the interpretation of a message is 7% verbal, 93% nonverbal. So that goes to show you it's not
Yeah.
all the time. People they are listening, but they're not really listening to what's coming out of your mouth. They're watching your body language. So if I say to you, I want you to have a great day. Is it believable when I have my arms crossed and I'm just like,
No, I definitely don't believe that you want me to have anything with your arms crossed.
exactly. And if I say, yeah, we're having a conversation and I'm like, you're talking and the whole time I'm like this. Yeah. Mm. I don't know if you all can
I'm
see what I was
laughing. Right.
doing.
I'm sorry. I'm laughing at Uno.
Where Uno? Oh, okay. Let me go to
Nobody's
Uno.
being rude to us. We don't take that here.
Hello, hey Uno. Who being rude to you, Geeky? Nobody. Like she said, we don't take rude
No,
behavior because what
not
Geeky's gonna
acceptable.
do, what I'm gonna do is
Sorry.
the stop and the block. That's
Stop
giving
the
somebody
block.
a hand.
Okay.
Stop and block. That's number one. And number two is let me see. I also forgot because I got off track when I was thinking about that communication because that's very important. That was very important to me. But so I told you all to stop in the block, just divert your attention elsewhere. Don't worry about what that person is saying. Give them the hand, ignore them. And depending on the setting you in, you may not be able to get them the hand, but you can do it mentally. Just turn it off. I'm not even paying
It's
attention to
called
you.
turning your head.
Yeah, I'm not giving you the attention that you desire at this moment because I know you're trying to get under my skin. Right, geeky girl? Yes. So stop the block. I'm not giving you any attention. I'm turning my head and I'm carrying on with the conversation. Or this is my personal favorite. I like to do this, y'all. I'll put it down in my phone
Is
as
this
well.
number 2?
This is not number two, it's an extension of number one.
Oh, okay.
So, number one, the other part of number one that I love to do is like I said, turn my head and continue doing what I was doing. So if you're talking to me over here and you're spewing out nonsense, I don't even see you. I'm turning my head. I didn't give you the stop in the block like the man, but I'm just turning my head and going on with life.
Remember that we used to do the dead look.
Yes.
When we were in college and somebody said something
Oh,
stupid, it would just be like,
and you got to hold it for a while,
you
everybody. That's
gotta
what
hold it.
you got to hold it. You have to make it effective. Give them the look
You
again,
gotta hold
Star.
it. You gotta hold it
You
for
got to
it
hold
to
that
be
look.
effective because they'll still be talking. But if you're just sitting there like
Mm. Yes,
with silence, they get the
they get the message. You just have to look frozen. Like, what are
Ooh.
you talking about? That kind of face?
Yeah.
All right. Uno
The
or you
stank
know.
face.
Okay. Just checking. Thought I had to body slam. So I'm so happy to know that you would do that, Uno, for me, because sometimes people try it. They really do. And number two, are we ready for number two?
I'm
And I
ready.
typed it in you also. Forgive me. I'm trying to look at it. Number two. All right. This one, okay. I try to do it, but I thought I'd put it down for those of you who are disciplined and have self-control. I do have self-control. Um, I'm not saying I do this all the time. I would like to do it more. So this is what it says to do. When I was looking on the internet, this was one of the suggestions. It said to look at it from the other person's perspective. And
Mm.
then what I added was, did you read too much into what they said or what they did? And the other thing was, were they joking? This is what Andrea said. The internet just said, look at it from their perspective. So I just took it a couple steps further. Were they joking? Because sometimes, people joke around a lot and it comes off rude. So what do you do in that situation? I have the answer, but I want to see what Star says because she looks like she's not having it right now. So what do you think?
No, I'm a jokey joke type of person. Anybody that knows me personally knows I got jokes
All
24/7.
the time.
If I don't have jokes, that means I'm sad about something, stressed about something, or I'm sick. Other than that, I got jokes all the time, all day long.
Hmm.
But I don't there's a level of joking that I incorporate depending on my relationship with you. If I don't know you, I gauge your personality before I
Hmm.
pop off a joke. If you're a serious person, I'm not going to do that. If you're coming off as a serious person, but I see a glint of, then I might do something to make you
Hmm.
loosen up and relax and laugh.
Hmm.
But yeah, no,
And
I don't think so.
you stepped on my number six, but that's okay because I repeated at the end. So I was thinking about that, Star, as you were talking, and sometimes I'm able to do that. Like, and again, like you said, it depends on the person that I'm speaking to. I have to
That's
know their
if it's an
personality.
in-depth conversation, though, uh, Andrea, because if this is a EMT situation or like a service situation where, Mr. Mays was talking about you how well, in his situation, yeah, you can try to look at from their point of view. But if somebody's just popping off being rude,
Mhm.
I yeah.
That's different too. I mean, kind of different to me because if somebody's just popping off being rude, okay,
I
I
think that
feel
works better if there's a disagreement to be able to put yourself in the other person's position.
yeah, I agree.
Disagreement and rudeness is two totally different things for me. Now, that's just that's my 2 cents.
No, it is because I can agree with somebody or I can agree to disagree. You know that saying agree to
Right.
disagree. I can agree to disagree with somebody because I know that not everybody or that person I'm speaking to has the same opinion that I have or the same perspective.
Right.
So yes, I agree. Yeah, we can disagree, but you're right. Being rude is something completely different. I feel sometimes it feels intentional if it's coming from a specific person. So, and I'll say what I mean by that. Say you encounter a person. I saw this guy earlier talking about he called it three rules of sin or something like that. I don't know exactly. I just say it's called rules of sin. And basically, what he was saying, because I was trying to get other people's perspective, and he was saying that what he does in situations with difficult people, he'll let it go the first time, like, oh, okay, maybe that person
Was having
didn't
a
mean it
bad
like
day.
that. Maybe they're having a bad day, which I put another
Mhm.
tip. We'll get to that. They're having a bad day. And he said the second time, it's like, okay, I'll let it slide because, and I'm going to also say what my thought was with that. So the second time he said, it's like, okay, maybe that person didn't mean it again. Maybe they're having a bad day because, people can have more than one bad day. But that's the second time. And he said the third time is when he would call somebody out on it. So I
So
don't know that
he's
I
the
would let it.
Father, Son, and Holy Ghost.
Yeah, that's basically what
He
he said.
doing 70 times 7.
I guess, yeah. So he said three times. Me, I was thinking more two-ish, depending, because if I feel like sometimes people don't know, and you may be able to read into it and be like, okay, they probably didn't realize what they said. Okay, I'll give you a
And this
pass.
is when you bring it to their attention. You say,
Yes,
"Oh my, I'm sorry you're having a bad day." Yeah, I'm not having a bad day. Well, it appears
listen.
that you are by the
Yeah.
way you're talking to me. I
See,
mean,
well, see, that's why I was saying it about his three times, because I feel like he was doing a three strikes you out type thing. Me, I was thinking the first time. It depends on the day and the person. Like if they say something, I'm like, I feel like they really didn't mean it to come off that way and they were just having a bad day. The second time you said, I think you already know you being rude. But I think I would call that person out because I usually do it this way. I usually call them out the first time because I just want to know what the problem is. Like, why are you speaking to me this way? And I'm not saying everybody has to do it that way, but also, why are you being rude? Okay, in the Bible, it also, if we want to be biblical, it says to confront that person, right? Can't you confront that person?
that
And
there's no sin in that.
no sin in confronting the person and all that getting get an understanding, right? So why do I have to wait until the third time? I don't have to wait. You don't have to wait. But if you feel like you should wait till a third time, by all means, wait until the third time.
Believe
Read the
me, you
situation.
don't want me to wait for a third time. You're gonna be introduced to a whole new person.
Yeah, but what
No.
if, you may get a person to pass the first time. Like, say you're in a
I
conversation
give people
and
passes all the time. Go ahead. But Imma
yeah,
tell you how I deal with it, and
there we
others
go.
may feel that condescending, but Imma let you
Yes,
know what you did.
there we are. So that's my take on it. I want to let you know what you said and how you made me feel. And I know this is not everybody's approach. That's why we're here today having this conversation, right? Because it can help somebody else out. Somebody else might say, I'll give him two passes. You get one, two times to say something to me, and then I'm coming in. Somebody might say three, just like the guy said, and then say, I don't appreciate how you spoke to me. This is what you've done, you know, knock it off, or however you want to say it. That's a quick way to say it. I'm just getting right to the point. Let me see, because I saw something over here I like. Think it's Geeky Girl got to finish up work. Y'all beautiful ladies, take care. All right, thank you for coming in. See you later.
I
If he's
like Janet. I don't think I have 3 times in my
not.
sha-na-na. I don't.
We might have to address it on time
I
too. Yeah,
don't.
You don't
I'm
have
telling
it to
you
do
right now, I don't.
not in your but see, and you said I had the same issue. I mean, I've been like this for a while, but I know as I've gotten older, I've become a little bit more patient. However, I'm not patient
I've
with people
gone in
being
the
rude.
opposite direction.
Yeah, I've gotten a little bit more patient.
You've
God is
become
still
more
working.
patient. I've become more impatient.
Yeah,
I'm not having it.
more patient
Sorry.
with certain things. I should rephrase that. I become more patient with certain things.
Yeah.
I told you, the more kids I had, I feel like God was, He's hilarious and kept giving me kids, and I kept getting patience.
He
But
ain't funny.
I, but
Ain't nobody
also,
laughing but him.
ain't nobody laughing but him. But
He the only
also,
one.
I do have boundaries, and I don't let people disrespect me. Like I will tell you, I'm pretty much a straight shooter, so I don't wait for the second time. If I'm being honest,
No.
I call it out the first time, unless I'm looking at the person. I'm like, okay, they kind of said it and went on. Because some people had that type of that. I don't know if it's that personality where they just
Right. Well, and then if it's out of character. Like
yes,
if I say something rude to you, you like, oh, what's going on in her house? Because she's way out of character. Something's
yeah,
wrong. She would never
something
talk to me that way.
exactly.
That's totally different.
That's different, and that's
But
why I
some
said
people, yeah.
it depends on, like I said, the person in the conversation. Because some people are, like I said, they just rude and they almost just think they can say what they want to say when they want
And
to
see,
say
for
it
me, right, how they want to say it to you.
and how they want to say it.
And that is true a lot of times of family. They really think they can say what they want to say to you and however they want to say it just because they're family.
Yes,
That's not flying with me neither. I'm
I
over
agree.
it. I'm over
And,
it.
and what do? You tell that person,
Well, it's
listen,
like I said. Now, I'm my way of addressing it, then now I'm being accused of being snarky, which it is. Like I gave you an example and I said, my thing is, oh, okay, who peed on your cornflakes today?
yeah, who peed in your cornflakes? All right, have a good
You
time
need
at
to
church.
dial it back.
Yeah, yeah, dial it back and think
That's what
about.
you need to do.
I need you to consider what you said and who you said it to. Not like I'm a supreme
Right.
being. I'm not. I'm just saying, bring it back. Come on,
Right.
because
And sometimes they feel like there's a hierarchy. Like, everyone here knows that I'm your aunt. Okay, big deal. And I'm your senior, of course. But I can't just talk to you any kind of way
and you don't.
because I'm your aunt and I'm your senior.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You get respect when you give it.
Hmm.
And I've always tried to do that with everyone I encounter. But, if you show me that you don't deserve it, I'm not going to give it to you. I'm not.
I think some people forget that component. They don't think about being respectful. They don't use tact. They just say whatever they want to say. And
There's no
I'm with
tact.
Janet on this one. I mean, I'm sorry. I don't want to say your name. I'm with this. Me too. More impatient with age and less tolerant of nonsense from adults.
I
That's me. I'm less tolerant of nonsense. That's more where I fall in the category. Like I have a little bit of patience with some things. Well, I have patience with some things, but I'm more or less tolerant when I feel like you're being rude or it's
it's called
nonsensical.
it's called age, wisdom, and menopause.
I might be premenopausal. I don't know if I'm at
Same
menopause yet.
thing, just
Yes,
gets
yeah,
worse.
definitely. Same thing, different word, right?
I'm so bad now that if I
Ooh.
saw someone being rude to someone else, I'm like, "Wait a minute."
Now see, that's I've had to, and I think I talked about this in one live, or maybe we did it together. I've had to pull myself out of. Oh, I know where I was. I did have a conversation here before about it, but I was in the library and there was this child and he was being so rude to this adult. I mean, rude.
Oh, no,
And
no, no.
I was like, I can't believe this. It was weird though, because he was rude to everybody in there, and it was about probably 30 people. He was being rude to like all the kids that came in his presence, the parents of those kids, but he wasn't rude to me and my daughter. It was just kind of weird. And I was just saying, like, Yeah, I wish please don't come over here because I don't want to have to tell your mom.
Because you would have whispered that magical thing in his ear like I do with children.
Be kind. I would have been like, smile. No, I just didn't. I don't even know. I couldn't even, my point in saying that is I couldn't even tolerate the rude behavior anymore. I had to end up getting up and I had to leave because I know that's not my child. And my daughter even turned around and was like, "Ooh, mommy, he's misbehaving. I wouldn't do that to you." And I was just like, "We got to go. Let's go right now. We got to leave." I couldn't take it. And I was just like, listen, looking at the parent because he was saying all types of stuff to the parent. It was a bit much. So my point is
I'm
just rude.
sorry. I just have a very select uh conglomerate of sinister facial expressions that I gladly
Yeah.
deliver to children. That
And I,
smile is not one of friendliness. It's
and
one of
see,
I'm going to yoke you.
yeah, and we talked about our facial expressions. So
Yeah.
perhaps that was what it was that kept him from saying something to me. Because sometimes, most of the time, my face tells you, what I'm thinking. And I was just kind of looking. I gave that look, and I was like, you know what? I need to leave. I need to leave.
Yeah.
So yeah, so that's what were we, number two?
Number
Um,
2.
okay, number three. So, what I want to say too is that some people have that personality like yours, Star, where you had a humorous bone, and you can say things in a humorous way to kind of lighten up the situation where that person may not be as rude. But people like me,
But they know I'm not joking.
yeah, I'm not
I'm
joking
not
right now.
joking.
You might want to dial it back.
You
Give that
might want to
smile.
dial it back.
Yeah, me, I don't
That
feel like
part.
I had that all the time. So it's just more like me kind of being serious. And I might say something. I get lucky sometimes to say something that's kind of funny. But most of the time, I don't think I definitely am not comedian like you. So it comes out a little differently.
I'm
Okay,
hardly.
so number three, we talked about it on the surface, but I'll just bring it up for the sake of bringing the point up, just in case somebody missed it, is addressing it, confront the person. That's my number one. Confront them. Find out why they're being rude. What did they say? How did it make you feel when they said it? Okay, moving on because we've already discussed that one. And I said, has the person been rude before, or was it, a one-time thing? Like, do they do it often? That's something else you might want to
Right. Is
consider.
that
Are they?
characteristic?
Yeah, is that a characteristic, or was it just because they were having a bad day? We all have bad days, and sometimes you might say something that doesn't fly right, and then that person confronts you. Now you have the opportunity to say, "Oh, I was having a bad day. I really didn't mean to offend you," and you
Mhm.
carry on with life. But now you have an answer as to why they were being rude and where the rudeness came from. Hey, Tori's brain, thank you for coming in. So yeah, you have an answer, and you can move on with life. Hopefully, they're not going to be rude again. But if they are, yeah, tell them again. Listen, you're being rude. This is the second time I've had to have this conversation with you. Yeah, because I don't feel now. Start tell me what you think. I think I already know the answer to this question, but do you think that somebody should confront that person all the time? And I think you said it, or just let it go. Like, which side would you lean more towards? In case I missed it, in case the people missed it in the audience. Hey,
It's
geeky girl.
very simple. I'm going to confront you the first time because I'm very intolerant when it comes to being rude and disrespectful. Like I said, there's no need for that with anyone. So I'm going to confront it. Now,
Yes.
you may not confront it the way I do, but my sarcasm will start dripping from my lips and you'll know exactly what I mean. And I'll get my point across.
Yes,
Um,
you.
I will get my point across, but I'm going to confront it. Now, after I do that the first time, I don't feel the need to continue to do that because if you continue to be rude, now I'm going to,
You're gonna give them the stop and the black.
yeah. And I'm not going to hold up my hand. I'm just going to walk away. If I'm not in a situation where I can walk away, silence is golden.
Oh boy,
I
that is
have a
me.
saying that's at the end of all my emails. It says, remember, every time you open your mouth, your mind is on parade.
Yes, and I see that every time
Silence
I
is golden.
silence is golden, Miss Mays.
I'm giving you a pass if I didn't checked you the first time and now I'm not saying anything, that's your pass with me not saying anything because you don't want my mouth to start. When my gums start bumping, it's a problem.
it's definitely a problem because like you said, the second time is a pass.
Yeah, you're not the
Woo!
second time, if you continue to do that, clearly I'm not someone that you want to interact with because you don't know what to say out of your mouth.
Yeah, and you don't know when to stop, obviously, if you said something again. And I told you
Right.
already, the first time that was rude. And I explained to you what my concern was. And if you continue to go, that's why I said, I'm more first timer. I know the guy said he was 3 times, and I'm like, wow, I mean, to each his
Mm,
own. So
he must
handle
be a
business the way
descendant of Job.
yeah, I'm just here to have this conversation and to point things out just in case you need the tips. So tip number 4 was walk away. I think we might have kind of talked about that one. Walk away. You don't have to address everything, which sometimes might be a problem. I'm the type of person I like to address stuff head on. That doesn't mean I'm arguing with that person all the time. I don't think that's what confrontation means. I think I looked up the definition of confrontation a long time ago, and it didn't mean what people assumes it. Because I think when you say confrontation,
Confrontation.
when you say confrontation, I can get my words out. When you say that, I think sometimes people automatically put a negative connotation on it, like you're
Right. I think
trying to be a problem
confrontation
starter.
is synonymous with combativeness. You
Yes, that's a
know,
good.
when you
Hmm.
confront something, that doesn't mean you're being combative. Me, on the other hand,
Yeah. No, it doesn't mean you're being combative. To me, if you're confronting somebody, I find it as a way just to go get more information, to figure things out.
right,
I'm confronting you because I want to know why and I
right.
want to know what happened. I'm
Try
not
to
being
get to the
combative.
bottom of this barrel and find out where this fuse is coming from. Because I
Exactly.
certainly didn't do anything to deserve it.
Yeah, and I want some answers. And that person might not want to give you answers at that point, but also you started it up. Hey,
Okay.
Nikki. Okay, now
Well,
this
you
one
can
right
give me
here.
some answers when you calm down. Go ahead. Which one is this? Number 4?
Yeah.
I want
Oh
to
yeah.
hear it.
Yeah, number 4 is this is the one walk away. This is the one we're talking about. But I also added if this person is a stranger, you don't even have to worry about seeing them again most of the time. Like if it's a
Right.
stranger and they're being rude, I don't think you need to
But
consume
if they
yourself.
work in a restaurant and they're serving your food, I don't suggest you get back with them.
I don't suggest that you eat it. You
That's
might
what
not.
I'm saying. I think you should just leave the restaurant,
Yeah, just leave it.
because people do things,
People do some things. Not everybody is in a good space, and sometimes they do things and that we might not want to talk about online.
and they're
And
not very godly things,
exactly. So
sanitary either.
all
So
that,
yeah,
all the
I don't
things.
like eating in a restaurant with someone who always complains, um, who always has a problem, who always wants to send something back. Yeah, no,
Because they mess it up for the rest of us. But also, when people mess up your food,
no. And I mean, I'm not saying you shouldn't say anything if your food doesn't come out correct. You
yeah.
could say, "Oh, excuse me, this looks really great, but it's just a little too pink for me.
And let me
Can
tell
you
you what.
can you just kill it a little bit more?" And they'll laugh about that's something I would say.
Yeah, see,
It's
you would say
not
that.
quite dead.
See,
Can you kill it a little more for me?
can
And then
you can
yeah,
you try, can you kill it a little bit more and make sure it's not as red?
yeah, just stab it up a little bit more.
See, that's what Star would say. For me, I I like I said, I'm not humorous. I'm not gonna think of that. I would say, can I have my money back for it? And I'm just probably gonna starve until I get home and eat a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. Because I don't think about that. I just think, okay, it's a fly in my food. This is disgusting.
Oh, no,
Or
that's something else. I'm
yeah,
talking about the meat wasn't cooked well
and
enough for me.
I've had that. The
If
meat
there
wasn't
are
cooked.
objects in my food, yeah, I have no problem with letting you know.
I'm not coming back. Cold fries. I don't. What do you? Speaking of which, what do y'all do if you have? I'm thinking about this specific instance when my husband and I we took our girls to they wanted some McDonald's fries. And I shouldn't even say the name because they're not even paying me, but that place with the golden place. And
The golden arches, the
yeah, the golden
golden
arch,
arc.
the golden arches, the golden arcs, like they said on the Coming to America.
Yeah, the golden
Yeah,
arcs.
And the fries were cold when we got them. We got a lot of kids, so we ordered a lot of fries. And the person, they gave us a bag. All the fries were cold and hard. You could tell they had been sitting or
When
resting.
did you go? 10 minutes before closing?
We was about 30 minutes before closing. But you need
Like
to
I
have some,
said,
yeah, and that's what they said. That's the funny thing.
they
But
didn't want to drop any fresh fries.
they did not want to drop fresh fries, and they let us know that. So my husband said, "Okay, these fries are cold." And McDonald's fries are not as cheap as they used to be. Like you pay
No, they're
$20
not.
for fries or something like that. So I was like, "Okay, so get the money back." My husband was like, "Okay, so the fries are cold. Can we have a new set of fries?" The person told him, "I'm sorry, I'm laughing because I'm really reliving this." They told him, "Oh, these are end of the night fries." So he said, and I know he wouldn't mind me telling this. So he was like, "Okay, so am I getting the end of the night prices? Because you charged us full price for all the fries, but you gave us."
Exactly.
So
Because I
yeah,
could take those fries home and put them in the air fryer, but I don't feel like I should pay, middle of the day price for end of the night fries. And that's
end of
what
the
I
night
would say.
exactly. We
Oh
don't
no,
want to pay
there's no discount. Well, you can just give me my money back.
the see, and
And I'll
see
go home and cut some potatoes and have hot fries, sir.
hot fries exactly, and I had
Ma'am.
my $25 or whatever it cost because I only like that fry. Anyway, Nikki, when it comes to my food, I smile and ask nicely for what I want. May I please have some hot fries? I did
That's
do that the other day.
exactly correct.
I got cold fries again the other day, and I like going to specific places, and my daughters wanted fries from a certain place, and I went there, and they were cold, and I was like, "Sir," I smiled, "these are cold. May I please have some fresh fries?" And this was a large. Let me tell you all, this was a large. The person, he's like, "Sure you can." He came back, and you all know the little mini packs that you get in a Happy Meal, the little white paper ones, the smallest fry pack. He came back with a small. I'm like, "Sir, this was a large. May I have a large, please?" And I had the smile glued on my face. And I was just like, "May I please have a large fry? Because there are three, and I just want some hot fries. I love hot fries. I love the way you guys do it." He brought them back, but it was still the wrong size. And I was like,
See, now I'm like, sir, do you
well,
speak English? And
yeah.
then do you need a sample?
And see, what happened was I would have sent them back again and just said, "Can I have my money back?" No, the second time I probably would have sent. The first time they gave me the small pack, I would have probably sent it back and asked for fries. But
But
what
if
happened
that's
was
not the size you started out with, why on God's green earth would
that
I,
that was
okay.
the issue I was having because I was like, "You knew what kind of fries you gave me in the bag, and it was for somebody else." My sister-in-law was in the vehicle with me. She bought them. It was for her. And I said to her, "Can I just send them back and get your money back?" She was like, at this point, she was already done. She was like, "No, forget it. I'll just take it." I'm like,
Yeah,
"Really?"
I'm
Because
over it.
that's what she said. "I'm over it." She's like, "Just drive, Drea, just drive." I was like, "No, get your
I-
fries."
No, I don't even wanna. I'm
She didn't
over it.
want them. She didn't want them. She just said, "Forget it." But I drove away like, "You didn't get the size fry you paid for." She was like, "I don't care." Me, I would have just been like, "Can I just have my money back,
Yeah,
sir?"
see, me, he would never give anybody the wrong size fries anymore because he would remember my face.
he, I would just say, "Can I have my? I just don't even want the fries. Can I have my money back?" And she's like,
I'm
"I don't. It's
just
not even that important. I don't want it." But I feel so bad because she really wanted some fries, and the girls have fries. Everybody have fries. And she's like, "I don't want it."
right. It's like Della Reese. Had my
Hey, man,
mouth set on this,
yeah, you
and
had
you
your
never swallow in a container.
mouth all tasted up for the fries and couldn't even get the fries hot. They were cold.
Can't
Then you
even
brought
get
the
the
wrong
fries.
fries. And I was like, "Is this?" I'm like, "Are we being pranked?" Because clearly a red pack, the red one, the big one,
Right.
different from the small one. Like I was like, "Okay, I think somebody's
Poor
trying to."
customer service.
Yeah, they were
And
trying
I don't mean to be
to.
I don't know the word.
You see what Nikki said? Yes,
No.
we want happy ending fries. I sure do, Nikki. I want some hot fries. I want them
And
to
just
be.
and just, I've
Hey,
noticed that a lot of the younger group of people tend to not be as conscious of certain customer service. Now, I won't say that of all young people, because there is a restaurant that my husband and I frequent here, and we do because the servers are so attentive and they're so nice and welcoming. And this one particular server, he remembers us, and we come in and we're just happy that we're seated in his section because he takes
Mm-hmm.
care of business, and he's a
Mm-hmm.
young person. So, I said all that to say not
That,
all,
yes.
but it is a trend that the younger people don't have very good communication skills. And I think a lot of that has to do with the fact that they spend a lot of time on their phone, way more time than we ever did because we didn't have it. So we learned to communicate first face
Yeah.
to face.
Yeah. I was gonna say that's the difference. And I like the fact that you didn't say all because it's true. Not all of them, but it's enough to talk about the situation and the customer
Right.
service. And I agree. I think it's because they're used to doing things virtually. We
They
had
are.
to.
No social skills. That's exactly correct.
You don't have
And
to
yeah,
have
I
social
don't see
skills.
you having a problem at Chick-fil-A
Mm-mm. Uh,
because they
you can
have
say,
a certain standard that, you know, that is expected. This is the standard that they've set for their company,
mm-hmm.
wherever that place is,
Yeah.
nationwide, international, they have a set standard for their company.
Mm-hmm.
And that's just what you get. I've not been to a Chick-fil-A ever where the people were rude.
It's my pleasure.
Scatterbrain and rude is two different things. Now,
Two
I've
different things.
encountered scatterbrain, but they
Yeah.
weren't rude.
Yeah, they probably get reprimanded for that because, and I only say that because Chick-fil-A, since we're talking about Chick-fil-A, they have, like you said, a certain standard and they don't want
Have a
it
certain
to
standard.
reflect poorly on their company. Why do you think Chick-fil-A give you so many of those little cards every time you have any problem? Oh, they're quick to give you a card for a free
Right.
sandwich, free whatever. So they don't, they are really big on customer service. I can say that. And
Right, and they
I
have a
frequent
standard.
Chick-fil-A.
They set their restaurant on Christian standards,
Yeah,
which is why it's not open on Sunday.
yeah, they
But
respect that.
I sat and I read, the background of it, and that's why.
Yeah.
I honestly have not been to a bad Chick-fil-A. I haven't.
If anybody has, let us know over there in those comment section because I'm curious.
You better not
Yeah,
say it out loud because Chick-fil-A might see this and say,
right. Don't right. Chick-fil-A, if you see this and you want to sponsor a video,
Never
let me
rude.
know. Never rude. I've had very good customer service from Chick-fil-A. And like I said, if I've had
Right.
any problems with anything, you tell Chick-fil-A and they're quick to apologize and oh, I'm
Yeah.
so sorry. Here you go. And that's why I will even say this, and you all can disagree with me or agree in the chat. People will come back to you for your customer service. Why do you think
That's
Chick-fil-A
exactly
crime
correct.
left all around town?
You
Because
may not even have the best product, but because of how you treated them or spoke to them or made them feel when they were having a bad day, they coming back.
they'll come back. Because I think, especially now after COVID, like it just kind of flipped things upside down. People are looking for that interaction. They're looking for that engagement, that one-on-one, or the conversations with others. So if you're being nasty to somebody and rude, they don't want to deal with you. They don't. And they can take their service elsewhere,
Yeah.
and spend their money where somebody's speaking to them kindly
Yeah.
and somebody appreciates their service, and those are
I,
things you got
I
to consider.
just I just recently had a repeat client, and they reached out to me and said, "We had such a good time, working with you and interacting with you, doing the voiceovers. We wanted to reach out to you to see if you would be interested in doing this." And I thought, sure, you know, why? Because if you make yourself a joy to be with, you know what I mean?
What are you
Uh,
laughing at?
social professionalism. Social professionalism. I just made that up. I don't know if
No,
social
we understand what you're saying.
professionalism.
Mhm.
Right. And being real. People don't want fake. They want real.
Mhm.
and they come back
Yeah.
over and over again. I do it.
Mhm. I do too. I'll
I'll say to my husband, "Let's go over here. They're really, or let's go over here." Oh my gosh, we recently went to an Outback here. I'm going to say that because they
Mm.
deserve this shout out.
Uh-oh.
That food was so good. I just wanted to slap somebody.
No,
No,
just
I
so
literally
somebody.
the restaurant was immaculate. The
Mm.
service was the bomb. The food was mouth-watering. I went on Google and left a review and
Oh, it must
found
have been.
out that so many other people, because it was so good. The last time we went, I asked our waitress, "Did they change management?" She said, "Yes." I said,
Mm.
"Whatever they're doing, they
Keep doing.
keep doing it
Yeah, keep doing it.
because
Right.
we'll be back."
Yeah. And see, that will bring a repeat customer.
It
And I'm like,
will.
yeah, let me say what Nikki said over here in this here chat. Because I don't know if you saw it start, so I'll repeat
I
it.
didn't.
She
I
said,
didn't see.
a lot of these young people think we, the customer, owes them something. Yes. Okay.
Yeah, they feel entitled.
Yeah, that's a whole nother conversation right there. A lot of people do feel
Yeah.
entitled. I've even seen some older people though that have that same attitude, a sense of entitlement. I've seen people go off on other people. And I'm like, dude, I've been standing here longer than you have. And you came in ready to start a war and they're going off. And I'm like, oh
I'm
my God.
telling you, it wasn't Chick-fil-A. It was a customer that came in and they jumped in line in front of my husband, and he had to hold me back. We
Don't do
laugh
that.
about that now. And it was a guy, and he was huge.
Mm.
Anybody that knows me, I'm 5'4". I don't care.
That's
It
because
was like,
you had to speak
"What
up.
now?"
Right. Oh no, don't you do, brother.
I
No
mean,
social.
the neck just flew back. Andrea was like, "What now?" My husband's like, It's really not that big a deal. It's not that big." I'm like, "Yes, it is. You know."
Did somebody step on your toes earlier? Because sometimes
Ooh,
you can
no, because I told you, rudeness and disrespectfulness is like it's a
top.
trigger.
Yeah.
I don't like to see that for anyone.
Me either. I agree with you with that. Mine is disrespect.
Mm-mm.
That's top of the list right here.
Oh my
Disrespect. And
gosh.
when you talking harshly
I
to
can't.
somebody, it does
I
something to me.
can't.
The harsh voice, the tone. That's why I said tone is big. That's why that
Tone
communication
is
735
huge.
55 called me. Communication, the tone. If you speaking harshly to that person, and especially if that person is not doing anything to you, and they mouse, they may be kind of mousy sometimes. I'm saying mousy, like kind of timid and kind of listen, where I'm the person that's going to confront you on it.
No.
And I feel like sometimes jumping in, and I know I try to mind my own business, but I just look and I'm like, the best thing for me to do is get out of there because I want to save that person a lot of times, but I know it's not my business. Let
And
me
don't let it be the day where the hormones are popping. Oh, you're in trouble. I'm sorry.
pop, pop, lock and drop it.
Woo, you're in trouble. Woo.
You don't want that when the hormones.
I'm like Will Smith.
See, Janet, I know this is going back. I'm afraid to send my food back. I'll just ask for my money back. Some of these people are too nasty for me, especially
And that's
if
what I said.
if I can't see you remake it, of course, because you don't
Hey,
know what
listen, I've
right.
worked in the kitchen. I've seen what people have done.
So have
And I'm
I.
like, you're not going to heaven. You're
You
not.
playing with people's food like that.
You're not going to heaven. Yeah.
Mm-mm. Yes, nobody works on Sunday. I love, that's great. Never. I'm
On
catching up.
Chick-fil-A, no, they don't.
No, they don't work on Sunday. Chick-fil-A
Mm-mm.
does not play that. And are they private? They're a private company, right? Because they do that. And I think they were, and they could be making a lot of money. Oh, of course, because it's some days my kids are like, oh, Mom, can we have Chick-fil-A? I'm like, it's Sunday. They're like, oh, it is. It's
Right.
Sunday. Yep.
They could be
Nikki.
making that much more money working on Sunday, but
Mm-hmm.
they're like, "Nope." Not
Yeah, they
good.
want to have their rest. They respect it. Yes, I agree. They have boundaries. That's Chick-fil-A. They said they have boundaries. Yes, Nikki. People be tripping. Yes, I'm catching up. I'm sorry, you all. While Stars talking, and I am because I know
And we
I'm
were just talking about that
right
in
with it.
at my Global Voice Acting Academy.
What's
You
that?
know, boundaries.
Yeah.
Don't be afraid to say, yeah, I'm not going to be able to do that. I can do this, but I can't do that.
Yeah, I can do this, but I'm not doing that. And also, boundaries. Let's talk about that word no. Don't be afraid to say no to somebody. A
I'm
rude person.
not going to be able to do that.
I'm not gonna if that's a nice way to say it. Or no, I don't want to do it. Leave me alone. No.
No,
Yeah,
no, no.
no. How else do you want me to say it? Like my father used to say, my aunt may be able to, she's probably gonna laugh at this. Do you and Star, you know this. Do you understand the words that are coming out of my mouth? No, that's a complete sentence. No, I don't
Hmm.
want to do it. And
I
yes,
used
there
to say it in
are
3 languages. No, yet, no.
like which one do you understand?
Which
So
language do you need?
when things aren't right with the employees, I always blame the manager. It starts and stops with management because they have to put a pin in it. Are they being rude? Because that's a reflection of your business. You need to get it together because this
That's
is,
exactly correct. And I
yeah.
just gave the best example because it was so different. It's not that I haven't been to Outback before. Of course, I've been to Outback several times in several different places. But this particular one, and it wasn't that way when we first arrived here. We ate there. It was nice. It was cool. But the last 3 times we went, there was something very different.
And it
And
was
I was
noticeable.
like, "Something happened. Do you have a new manager?" And she said, "Yes, we do." And I'm like, "Yeah, we'll be back."
Hmm.
I don't know who cooking that food and what magical powder they putting on it, but it was like crack. I was like, "Oh my God."
Yeah. See how new management made a difference. So Nikki, you and
I'm telling you,
new management definitely made a difference because they were probably like, look, not on my watch. This food is gonna be hot.
it was
This food needs
good.
to be good.
It was
And it
not
needs to
just
be on
hot.
point.
It was delectable. I was like, "Oh, ooh, let me taste yours. Oh, let me taste yours. Oh, this is good." It was good.
And they might have had the manager walking around in the back, like, oh, is everybody doing nice? Is everybody all right?
Inconspicuously. Yes,
Yeah.
because somebody comes over and says, "How's your dining experience? Is it everything
Mhm.
that you need?" And I'm like, "Boy, bye. We'll be
Yeah.
back."
Yeah. I had that experience Friday. My husband and I went out and we try to do these date night things and it works.
Oh,
And
that's
we
so
were
sweet.
we were we did the same thing and the manager was coming, we didn't have any problems. First of all, I like the feel, the vibes of the restaurant. It was ambient, just kind of one of those chill spots. The lights were dim. It's like, okay,
Right.
nice. Not any noise.
You had to
I'm
use your phone and read the menu because you got
yeah.
that's me, my eyes. I had to use the
Oh, yes, all
I
those things.
I had to put my reading glasses on to see the screen
Yeah.
clearly.
And the manager was walking around to make sure everything was, in
Right.
place. We were enjoying our meal and that's cool. I like stuff like that. I'll go back for great service, even if the food is just okay. And if the food is good to the tip, if the food is good too, the tip will be great. Amen. Pass that bucket. That's that tip. And yeah, you give somebody a nice tip. They remember, they see you again. I mean, because when we go to our favorite spots, man, I'm telling you, I usually had the same waitress. I don't know what it is that they're like, okay, there they come again. And my husband was going to the same place like every Friday. And they be like, I feel like the waitress was waiting on us. Like, oh yeah, they coming. Can I take them? And
Yeah.
and she was good. Like I really like her service. She,
Right. That's what I was
she
saying. The
came,
place that
checked
we
on us.
frequent. Yeah.
Yeah,
The
she
young
came and
guy
checked
is
on
he's
us just
good.
enough. Yeah, yeah. And I think people should be commended for that. She came and checked on us just enough. She wasn't, overpowering, like standing there all the time. It was just the right amount of coming and going. And the food, she made sure we got our food while it was hot. And we're like, hey, we got her again. Every time we see her, we're like, hey. So yeah, they act like you're getting a free large fry. It's coming out of their paycheck. Why should you care? I know, Nikki. That's exactly how he was acting. Like, why do you care about the fries I'm paying for? Please, can you please drop
They
them?
don't. It's laziness.
Yeah. And
Well,
I used to
speaking of
work at,
tips, do we have any more?
oh, thanks for getting me back on task. So we have one more. And it's funny because I kept looking at it, waiting for the right time, but I guess now is the right time.
Yeah, I know, because I'm like, okay, I'm looking at the clock like,
I know. Ooh, it is 6:15. So the last tip, number 5, ask them if they would like to rephrase what they just said. Because you might have to remind that person, hey, would you like to say this in a different manner? Because the way that you said it, I may be misinterpreting this, but I think you were coming for me. You know, however you want to say it. That's kind of how it is.
Mhm. I
So
hate to say it, but half the time, 9 times out of 10, if they said it wrong the first time, they don't even know how to say it in a different way. I
they
don't
might
have the
not.
patience for that either.
But you know, I'm gonna just say this. This guy, I saw his short, and he was saying, he asked somebody to say something again. He was like, because I want you to re-say it, because if I don't want to have to. He said another word. He used some choice language, but I'm not going to say what he said. But basically, what he said was, "Come correct, or I might have to do something a little more drastic."
I
He didn't
speak
say
that
anything.
language.
Yeah, that's what he said. I didn't say that. What I say is, perhaps they're having a bad day, and they just need to rephrase it properly. And maybe they just forgot who they were talking to, because sometimes people talk to different people
Or
different
maybe
ways.
they're just a bad person.
Or
Let's not
maybe they
forget
just have a
that.
bad
Sometimes
attitude.
people are just not nice. They not a
Sometimes,
nice person.
sometimes they not. And sometimes, if they're not a nice person, you just need to call them on it, right? And we said before, all the way at point number
Well, call
one.
them on it, but know that you calling them on it is not going to change who they are.
What? No, it's not. But you know what? Okay, this is my theory on what you just said, Star. You calling that person out is not going to change that person, right? Because I think that that's something only the good Lord can do. And I'm only saying this because of
And
my
only if they
experiences.
want to, because he won't even do it.
He won't.
If you don't want to.
God, listen, that's the beauty about God. And I knew somebody was going to take me there, and it happened to be you, Star. Like, that's the beauty in him. He gives us choice. And he gives us a choice. We can make a decision. Do you want to do it this way you want? He's not going to wring your neck, but he's going to show you, hey, you got another option. So if the person does not take that other option, you call them out on it. Now, we said they may not change, but for me, even if that person does not change, at least I said something to you. Now I'll feel better about it. Like, listen, I didn't let you punk me. We see you use that word. I didn't let you punk me. I told you what I thought about it. I set my boundary. Now if you should want to say something to me again like that, it's going to be a consequence. I'm not saying I'm going to punch you. I'm just saying I'm going to call you out on it, or you might get the stop in the block.
Saying I'm not.
And she
Right
not
in the
saying
throat, just right here.
punch right in the throat, like Bernie Mac.
Just cut that wind off so they can stop spewing off that. Don't listen to me.
We're just joking, y'all. We're just joking, but
I'm
sometimes
just joking.
I love Jesus.
I have no bail money for you. $0. I'm not bailing you out.
No bail money. And I'm all the
assault.
way, and I can't get you out, Star. I'm all the way north, or north, the more southern part of the north.
My
And
mama
you're all
said
the way
I
down.
got one get out of jail free card. And I ain't used it yet.
We can't use it on nonsense, though. It has to be, we got to use
I
it.
know, but after all these years, I haven't used my get out of jail free card.
Oh, you haven't used it yet? I'm sorry.
Saying.
Lisa J. Sote, how you doing? I see that face. I know you cannot use the get out of jail free card on nonsense. Somebody, you have to kind of, I say take a deep breath. I use a lot of deep breaths lately.
Yeah, because you can count. Remember, they used to tell you count. Take a deep breath, count, exhale.
All the good,
all that stuff that used to work for me doesn't now.
And okay, but you can also say, remember that WWJD?
What Jesus do?
What would Jesus do? Y'all remember that? You ain't
him.
You ain't him, and I ain't him.
Not even close. And I'm not delivered.
Oh, not delivered.
I've not been delivered.
I just say, I'm not even fit to tie his shoestrings or dust his feet from the little shoes I used to wear with the Jesus sandals. But yeah. I'm a work in progress. That's what I will say.
Best thing I can do is pray silently to Jesus.
pray.
For
See,
me
you can
not to
pray while
thump
you
you
take
in
a
your throat.
Ooh, I'll try not to get to that point.
I'm just saying.
Give them the opportunity to be better.
So
That's
violent,
right.
so violent.
So violent. Violence is not the answer. Not all the time.
Oh,
So I say,
yeah.
what I do, Andrea, this is just me speaking. I'm going to take a deep breath. I might give you the, like I said, I might do the stop in the block. That might work. But most of the time, I ain't going to stop and block. I just might turn my head and just like ignore you. Because why am I here? Why am I talking? Why am I in this situation with you right now? I don't need to be. I'm going to go to Hawaii. In my mind, I'm going somewhere else, perhaps Brazil, because I'm not having this conversation. Because what might come out my mouth at that minute might not need to be said. So the best thing for me to do is stop, take a deep breath, turn the other way. This one guy said he might stop and take a drink and just sit there and like,
You
because he
might not
said
have that. I'm
you
more
might
of
not
a
have.
Malcolm X St. Peter type
I know, but
person.
silence is golden. Remember we talked about that.
Silence is golden.
So
It
is not
is.
being rude.
Mm-hmm.
Silence is golden. So I just say I would try to maintain my silence if I'm in a situation where I can't address it. But most of the time I am in a situation where I can address it. So I address it. But
Right.
like I said, I might take a deep breath, depending on the day. I do take deep breaths to try to gather myself because I also want to be calm. Have you ever seen somebody who's just so unbothered? Like no matter what somebody says, they're so unbothered. They're just like,
Stoic?
yeah.
Yeah, they own something. I'm so sorry. Yeah.
That's funny. So I didn't expect that answer, but that's funny because I'm like, that's so unbothered. I just be like, I need a little bit of that. Like, I want
They're
that unbothered juice.
so detached that it just doesn't even seem human.
It doesn't make sense. They just kind of
Yeah.
sitting there like,
They're
okay,
catatonic. Darn near catatonic. It's like, yeah,
yeah,
well.
I like that word, catatonic. Let me put that in my dictionary. Yeah, catatonic. That's my new word,
You
catatonic.
knew that word. That's that look we talked about.
Mm. And sometimes you might just want to get that look and and a little shake of the head, like,
Yeah, I'm just saying, and if you are the rude person, check yourself before you wreck yourself.
check yourself before you redirect yourself. Right?
Yes, ma'am, Janet.
Oh, let me see what
I'm right there with you.
I'll count just the same, but you might get that punch.
No, I meant the last comment about menopause making some changes.
Oh, Lordy Lord. Menopause has made some changes to me, but God still has control most of the time.
Most of
Amen.
the time.
Most of the
Yeah.
time is a key word. Those are
Yeah.
key words. Most of the time.
Most of the time.
Lord help us today. So
I'm just saying, sometimes Satan tippy toes in and like thump him in the throat.
can I read this? Because I was trying to find Bible verses on rude behavior, but I just typed in rude, and this is what I came up with real
And
quick.
you came up with Peter. Go ahead. I'm sorry. Okay.
Well,
Time
this
is
what
of the essence.
Yeah, this one, yeah. Oh, I know it's 6:24. Okay, we're gonna get y'all out of here in a couple minutes. It is 1 Corinthians 13:4. Love is patient and kind. Love is not jealous or boastful or proud or rude. So what do you think about that scripture reading?
That's something that Mr. Will Smith should have read before he slapped Chris Rock.
Ooh, because he said, what did the 5 fingers say to the
slap
hand? Slap. Yeah, that was a slap that was heard all around the world. So
in the name of love. No, love is patient, love is kind. Kind.
So that's something we have to remember when people are being rude, right? So I guess this is sometimes best to
And menopause is intolerable.
It cannot be avoided as far as I know. Is there a cure? Because if it is, and somebody knows one,
No, I've pulled out some old medicine out of my cabinet, trying to see if I can, because sitting here all alone, as you see, I've popped out my fan several times. There was a reason for that. It was not a gesture.
I thought it was a gesture, especially
no.
we were talking about church.
No, I was trying to keep sweat balls from running down.
Oh. Sweat balls just a running. All right. See, it's some people who can relate to that. So,
Yes, there are some people here that can relate.
and Mr. Steve says, checking in, peace and blessings. Thank you for coming in, Mr. Steve. You cannot relate to the menopause conversation that we're having at the moment, but you can tell us a little bit about rude people. So, anything in closing, Star? Because I see that we've gone 24 minutes, 57 seconds over time,
I
but this was a really good
know.
conversation.
Yeah, but it was fun.
It was
No, just that, being rude is never necessary. Even if you disagree with someone, if it's a customer service situation and they're not saying the words that you would like to hear, you still don't have to be rude to that person. That's their job. They don't own Amazon. They don't own JCPenney, Kohl's, anywhere. They just work there. You don't need to be rude to get your point across. You get way more with honey than you do with vinegar.
that's
So,
a that's a great summation.
yes,
Summation.
be
Is that a word that
kind. Be
be kind?
kind, and kindness will follow you. It really will.
It will follow you. So basically, if I add to it, just have some self-control, good judgment, and try to, that old saying, try to treat others the way you want to be treated. Maybe that's the golden rule. Try to treat others the way that you'd like to be treated. If everybody did that, maybe perhaps it'll be a better world. But also, we did talk about not everybody knows how to treat other people, and not everybody, has the same perspective.
Not everybody knows how to treat themselves. But the
Yeah,
point is being kind. It's so much easier to be kind. It really is. Just like it's so much easier to smile. It really is.
put on the
It's
smile.
it's heartwarming. When you smile, everyone else smiles. I've been walking down the street, minding my own business, with a smile on my face, and someone that was frowning saw it and smiled. It
That's
works.
very true. That's very true.
It's
And let's try.
contagious.
Yeah, it is. I've done that. I'll smile and somebody smile back, you know. And also, what we can normalize is saying, if you see something, say something nice to somebody. That's also contagious. Maybe they'll say something nice to the next person they see, hey, I like your hair. Just say something kind. It goes a long way. And you never know what kind of day that person might be having. And then you just say something funny that brightens their day, or you just,
That's
like I said,
me. I got
yeah,
jokes for days.
yeah, make that, say something, and maybe say something to somebody that you'd like to hear, and
And
see how
yes, it
far that.
does take more muscles to frown than it does to smile.
Yes, there we go. And Lisa says, not everybody had that home training. Nope, that's exactly what we're saying, Lisa.
But I'm going to train you.
Oh, I'm gonna train you. She said she gonna train you. I thought of something else. I'm not gonna even say. I'm just gonna keep that to
What's that
myself. But
song? You made it not got it. You made it not got it at home.
but you gonna learn today.
You gonna learn today.
You gonna learn today,
Anyway,
ma'am. You gonna learn, Mr. Ma'am and Mr.
on
Sir and
that
Miss Ma'am.
note,
Oh, on that note, okay, let me see here. Some people don't know how to be kind. They have too much hatred in their heart. There, that's probably the problem right there, Mr.
and you
Steve.
can't do nothing but pray for them. That's
Pray.
it.
I go tell Father God, Lord Jesus, and also I had to pray for myself while I'm praying for them. Lord, please don't
Yeah,
let me say anything to them.
because they are miserable.
Yeah,
They really are, and they don't really want to be that way.
yeah. They don't. They just need guidance from the
Yeah.
Lord. I'm telling you, I've said that prayer so many times, like, Lord, please hold my tongue. Please
And you
keep me, Lord.
can't stump out darkness with darkness. You have to stump out darkness with light.
Very true. You can't
And
hide it under the bushel. Don't hide it under the bushel. You gotta show the light of Jesus. So on that note, if there's anything else to say, anybody have any other remarks before I close the doors of the church?
Oh my
If
gosh.
there be any, no. Mr. Steve says,
Is there
a
one?
is
Is
there
there
one that would like to
one?
come? A smile is just a frown turned upside down. Let's remember that. Mr. Steve, thank you for sharing that at the end of this. So remember, you all, try to be kind to others. If you're a rude person, if you think you're naturally a rude person, pray about it. Ask the
It's
good
not
Lord,
cute.
because you might say something wrong to the wrong person one day, and they may not show you grace.
Yeah.
That's my whole thing. Hey, East Dad popping in here. So yeah, just try to be kind and considerate of others' feelings,
Yeah,
and treat people the way that you want to be treated. I think that'll
it's
sum
not
it up.
that hard.
It's
It's
not
really
that
not.
hard. Yeah, and go to Jesus if you, like I said, if you need some help, tell him all about your troubles.
Have a
All
little
right,
talk with Jesus.
and I told him all about my troubles. Misery loves company, and he answered by and by. And we're gonna close on that note, y'all. Thank you so much. Oh, I forgot to tell you, we're doing this for how many more days? Today is the second day until Sunday. So do it. I wanted to
No,
challenge myself.
you're doing this.
I'm doing it. Star popped up today to join me, and I'm so
I
glad she
popped
did.
up today. Let me just say this really quick.
Yeah.
Out the door because we were talking about me having something to say.
Yes.
Um,
Got you reminded.
Geeky Girl likes to shout me out a lot, and so I've been in the middle of revamping and designing a new website, and streamlining my product, which is my voice. So, but I'll have that information coming up really soon. I'm gonna try to have a store there, so it'll be a one-stop shop, and it's gonna be great.
All right. You make sure you come back here and tell us all the deets. Or
Sure
I'm gonna have to
will.
do it. Yeah, and East there,
Not Blockbuster because you didn't rewind it. I can't.
I can't do this with you, East there.
We gotta go. That's a whole no.
It is. He will have us in here another
No,
hour.
you can get charged for not rewinding those tapes.
Yes. Remember those rewinders? You used to have to put them in there, rewind the tape before you send
I
it back.
forgot about not rewinding the tapes.
East there,
I'm
you came
done.
here right at the tail end to have us see. I can't do this. And David, I think YouTube sends people in here right when I say I'm leaving.
So
It comes back to
done. I'm so
oh my gosh.
I'm
Oh my
thinking of
goodness. Hey,
Hollywood videos and Blockbuster, and I used to hate when people didn't rewind the tape.
I know.
Like,
I
oh,
didn't
you couldn't rewind the tape.
rewind it, and then don't get one. Don't rent one that people didn't rewind. You had to.
Somebody just told their age rewinding tapes.
We did have to rewind the tape.
I still got a VCR, so
I know you do, cause you keep.
well, I know I keep things. I'm a Cancer.
She keeps.
Yeah, that part. But I have a reason for it. There's a reason. Anyway, we off
Anyway.
topic again.
We gotta go. If Star's not here
y'all.
tomorrow, you all. I will be here until Sunday. I'm saying 5 o'clock. The only way it'll change, if it changes from 5 o'clock, if I have emergency or something like that with the kids, you all know. I'll post it in the community tab. For those of you on Facebook, it'll be on my page. So
Yes,
I'm trying to do this for
and support her.
support me, because I need those WHs, as you all know what I'm talking about. And that's it. And that's all. I think we talked about everything.
Okay,
yeah.
I gotta go take some meds.
Star pulled the fan back out. That means we need to go. All right. I will see you all tomorrow. All right. Have a blessed day.
Bye.
Bye. I still have one too proud. Proud to be 49. All right. See you all later.